Hey, so today we're doing the surface area of which shape? What shape is this? Good, this is a rectangular pyramid. And in particular, this one is actually a square pyramid. You know that because if you look at the base, you can see that the length and the width of the base are the same. So you could also call this a square pyramid. So the shape of the base you can either say is a rectangle or a square, because remember, square is a type of rectangle. Okay, so I want to point out some things to you before we even start to talk about the formula. If you look at this net of this, notice that this 5 is the distance of the triangle, and on the thing it's here, this 5 is green. So we haven't talked about this yet. This is called the slant height. So I'm going to write that in green over here. The slant height. So remember, every time we used to talk, Dios mío, that's supposed to be green. So every time we used to talk about whether you measure your height standing straight up or standing like leaning, when people would ask me what the height is, this is the slanted height. So that's the only time that your height isn't going to be straight up and down. It's actually going to be the slanted distance. So notice when you unfold it, that slanted distance is actually the height of the triangle there on the base, on the face. The 4 inches in red is the actual height of the entire pyramid. So for this activity, you're going to need actually 4 colors instead of just the 3. You're going to also need green, so make sure you have green. So let's go ahead and start labeling this with the pieces that we know. So first we're going to color the base yellow. So what shape is the base? Good, like we said here, the base is the square, the rectangle. So we're going to highlight that in yellow here on the net. And then we're also going to highlight it in yellow on the 3D shape. So remember, you can pause the video if you need more time to highlight or color. So next we need to do the perimeter of the base so that we have that done. So we're going to do that in blue. I'm going to outline the perimeter of this square in blue. And over here we'll outline the perimeter of this square in blue. And next we need to do the height of the prism. And I actually already did mine in red because I wanted you to be able to tell what line that is. This 4 is the distance from the very tip top of the pyramid down to the base of the pyramid. So 4 is the height of the pyramid. Notice that 4 isn't on here on the net because that would be the number coming straight from the top up to the tip top. But if it's laying flat, then you have no height. It's not on any of the edges. You do, however, with your green pencil, have the slant height on both. So the slant height is 5 here. That's the slanted along the edge of it, and here it's 5 right there. So let's look at our formula. The surface area formula for any type of pyramid is 1/2 perimeter of the base times the slant height plus the area of the base. So notice that instead of having 2 big B's, 2 area of the bases, we only have 1 because a pyramid only has 1 base. If we were going to do lateral surface area, the way that we would do lateral surface area of a pyramid is we just wanted to include this plus big B. It would just be 1/2 perimeter of the base times the slant height. So let's look at why that formula works. If you're doing 1/2 perimeter of the base times the slant height, well, notice the perimeter of the base gets you this total distance in blue. You're multiplying it times the slant height, which when we lay it out is actually the height of the triangle. So you're multiplying each of these times the height of the triangle. Well, to find the area of each of these triangles, you would have to do 1/2. So that's why this part of the formula looks like that. And then you just find the area of the base to add it on to the area of the 4 triangles you just found. So if they give you the net, you actually don't need to use this formula. You can just find the area of each of the parts. But if they give you the 3D figure, you could use just the area or you could use the formula. So let's fill out the formula as we go. So surface area, notice I did this, equals 1/2. The next column needs to be perimeter of the base. So the perimeter of the square would just be 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, which gets you 24. I just added the side lengths of the square base that I have. My slant height then is what number? 5, good. So we're plugging in 5 for the slant height, plus, now I need to calculate the area of the base. So what shape is my base? It's a square or rectangle. That means my area formula is going to be B times H. So now my base of my base is 6. My height of my base is also 6. So my area of my base is going to be 6 times 6. My area of my base then would be 36. So now we've solved for each of these parts. Let's plug those into the formula and rewrite it. So when I rewrite this, I'm going to write surface area equals 1/2 times 24, that was what we solved for big P, times 5, that was the slant height, plus 36, that's what we solved for big B, the area of the base. So when you look at this, according to PEMDAS, you can pick different things to do first. What do y'all want to do first here? I know I'm going to add last, so I know I need to multiply one of these. We can pick whichever one we want. Since this number's even, I think it's easiest to do half of 24 first. So if I wanted half of 24, you probably can do that in your head. Half of 24 is 12. So I'll rewrite this surface area equals 12 times 5 plus 36. So according to PEMDAS, I need to multiply next. 12 times 5 will be the next thing. So just like the last video, we're going to continue this over here. But if you have more room, keep going. 12 times 5 gets me 60. So I'll rewrite this as surface area equals 60 plus 36. And then the last step clearly is to add 60 and 36. 60 plus 36 is 96. So my surface area here will be 96 inches squared. And that is how you find surface area of a pyramid. We are not going to do the next example for the triangular. I worked it out on here, so if you want to copy it, you can. But the pieces involved in this are kind of complicated, so I'm not actually going to have y'all work it out. We'll talk about it in small group. The numbers aren't here, so hold on just a sec. So again, like we were just saying, I added the numbers on there so you could see where those numbers came from. But you don't have to copy down this example, so don't copy it down if you don't want to. We'll talk about it some in small group. But the number placement, oh my goodness, is just kind of difficult to understand if you're just watching a video. So again, you don't have to copy this one down if you don't want to. So I will see you in a sec. Make sure you have questions ready. Bye.